I pinned the board right online so you will see everything, right? All right, so let's take a look at tricks. Before we start anything in tricks, we need to remember a few things, right? I want to start with the hard stuff. So the first thing I want to remind you about tricks, right? Sometimes we have a lot of trouble with the solving part of it. So let's look at how to solve, and of course, just about two identities, right? All right. So the first thing I do before I write it, draw the 4 quadrants and tell me what is positive in each quadrant. Draw the 4 quadrants. In your book. With a pen. Where's the B? Tricks. Where's the B? Tell me. Yeah, with sine, cosine, and tan. So draw the 4 quadrants and tell me what is positive and where. All right, so again, as I said, we start in tricks, right? We're just reviewing everything in tricks, right? So you have your first quadrant, second quadrant, third, fourth. You have to remember what is positive in each one, right? And then we'll talk about how to get the values in each one. Right. I want you to just take a few minutes and complete this, right? Quick review. And then Faith will help us. Copy it down. And see if you can fill out the little pieces in between. Yeah, much you remember. Right, so which one positive here? All positive here, right? Which one positive here? Which one positive here? And which one positive here? How do I get the value in the first quadrant? So if you solve something, right? And you want the first quadrant value, how do you just get it? Straight from the calculator, right? Sine inverse. So for example, if I give you sine theta is equal to a half, and I want the value in the first quadrant, all you will do is you'll tell me that theta sine inverse a half, and you will always get the answer in the first quadrant because that's the sign positive in the first, right? And here, but you get it first from the calculator. How much is that? Because there are some values I should know, right? But sine inverse a half in degrees, working in degrees for now. Sine inverse a half, 30 degrees. All right? So if I ask you to find sine theta is equal to a half, this half is positive, so I want the value in the first quadrant. Okay? And to get the value in the first quadrant straight from the calculator. Right? But sine is also positive in the second quadrant. How do I get the value in the second quadrant? If I have the value from the first, there's this sign there. Take it away from 180. Take it away from 180. So 180 minus theta will give me this next value. So sine inverse a half has two solutions. One in the first and one in the second. The first will always come from a calculator, and the second will come from using your first in here. So using your first quadrant value, you minus it from 180. So these are your two answers. Check it and see. Go to your calculator, sine inverse 150 is a half. Right? Check it and see. Find sine 150. Not sine inverse, sorry. Find sine 150 and you'll get a half. Are you okay with that? Suppose it was tan is positive here. How do I get the value in the third quadrant? How much? It will be 180 plus theta. How do I get the value in the fourth quadrant? 360 minus theta. All right. So let's try one now. Let's try on negative. Cos theta is equal to minus a half. Right? So theta is cos inverse negative a half. So quick question, Jacob. Since it is negative a half, my two answers belong to which quadrants? Yeah, cos is negative. It belongs to which quadrants? Second and the sure. Cos. Remember what you're seeing there is where it's positive, right? So if cos positive here and here, it's negative here and here. Remember that? Right. So Jacob said I need to get in the second and third quadrants in order to work this out. Okay? Go take calculator. Some calculators might tell you minus 60. Some might tell you minus 60, some might give you one of the values. So here's the way I want you to work it out, so you will always get these two answers, right? If you see cos inverse negative a half, come on the side. Come on the side and work out cos inverse positive a half. You shall get 60. All right? Check it fast and see. Cos inverse positive a half. 60? Nice. So 60 is the answer here, but I don't want the answer here. I want the answer in the second and the third quadrant. So what do? 180 minus 60. 180 plus 60. Do not write 60 here as one of your answers. 60 is not one of your answers. It's 180 plus 60 and 180 minus 60. So now we have 240, 120. Everybody okay with that? Esther? Everybody okay? Dylan? So that's the way you get the values in quadrants. Check the sign. If it's positive, you'll get it here, and then follow the particular rule after that. If it's negative, find the positive answer and then find it in the quadrants where it's negative. That's okay? Right? Let's come here now. See if we can finish out 1, 2, 3, 4 identities. Any questions online? I will put sorry? I could have qualified. Right. Oh yeah, finish out this. Our chat is clear, that's no worry. Can I use it now anyway? It's 4 o'clock. Yeah? Yeah, so sine squared plus something is something. Sine squared is equal to something minus something. Cos squared is something minus something. Tan is something on something. I want all the something. That method will always give you. Huh? Right, so let's work this out fast. Malini, sine squared plus cos squared is 1. Sine squared is what? 1 minus cos squared. Just make it the subject. And cos squared is what? 1 minus sine squared. Tan theta is what? Sine theta over cos theta. That's okay? Now we're going to try to solve questions like this now. Right, by the way, 180 is how much pi? 1 pi is? Right, so pi is equal to 180. How you know when you're solving a question in radians? How you know if you're working in radians or degrees? Right, you're looking at the range, right? Yeah, you look at the range. So tell me what we're solving in here. Right, what we're solving in here, Keshav? I think we're solving in here. What are you solving in degrees or radians? 360 degrees. You're working in degrees, right? If you see 2 pi, then you're working in radians. Okay? So how do we solve something like this? What's the objective again, Kila? The objective of any question like this is to solve for theta. So I'm trying to make theta the subject, right? So what's the first thing I'll do? Move the 6 and then move the 3. And then you follow the rules there. Try that fast. Let's see what you get. Quick, quick, quick. Oh yeah, try that please. And you're working in degrees, right? Well, yeah. Remember, so fill out the cash flow thing. Yeah. Right.
No. So follow me.
Sure, I put it wrong number earlier. Yeah. Sorry. I apologize. I used the wrong number here.
Right. I want to know again.
Sorry about that. It's 15 is supposed to be. Sorry about that. It's 15. It's 15. Sorry about that. Oh yes, put that in this. Put it still. Put it still. If you want to subdivide it, so you can. Right? I put it PM. Put addition here, actually have that. Put anything I want 13. If I don't have a timetable, I'll get someone.
Serious?
Thing on the one. After. Can work it out, message your answers online. Message your answers online. Everything should be 3 significant figures. All right. Online message answers. Remember, you're working in degrees, right? So you should have, yes. You should have 12 across the 6 and then divide by 15, right? So you should have theta is equal to sine inverse 6 on 15. Remember, you want it between 0 and 360, and you want where sine is positive. Sine is positive between 0 and 360. Sine is positive in the first quadrant, second quadrant. First quadrant always comes from a calculator, right? What's that? 23.6. And the value in the second quadrant will be 180 minus 23.6. What is that? 156. Theta will be 23.6 and 156.4. Let's go again. Try this. What does this mean? Between 0 and 180. What does that mean? It means that I only want the answers that satisfy that between here and here. Not down here, right? I don't want it down here. I only want between here and here. Alright. Well, all those subjects that I have, huh? Those are easy. No, if advances, you'll be here, right? True. For 2 weeks, you'll be here. Watch timetables. Work out this one. Be careful because this is a what? Positive or negative? Negative, right? And please remember, you do not want the values in the quadrant. You're just working it out here alone. But see what you get online. I mean, I didn't see any answers. Barrage, answers. Shannon, well, Shannon, you know, reach. I want to get some answers, right? Christian, Darian, Bradley. Bradley, you there? Right. Maria sent something. Bradley. Bradley is sleeping. What you got? Hurry up. So you should get what? You should at least have tan theta is equal to 3, bring across the 4, all over root 3. That's okay? Carry across the 4 and then carry across the root 3. So you will end up with theta is equal to tan inverse minus 1 on root 3. So in what quadrants, Kilon? In what quadrants is tan negative? And which one again? What? Do you want the answer in the fourth? No, because it's out of the range, right? How you find tan inverse when it's negative? How you do? What I did here? I found when cos inverse is positive. I get the answer. What did after that? Minus it from where? Well, I found it from where it's negative, right? So what do I do here? What do I do here? The reason I'm writing alpha, I don't want to mix it up with the actual solution, right? So alpha is tan inverse what? When I come to the side, what do I do? 1 over root 3. Right? Go to the calculator. Tan inverse 1 on root 3 is what? How much? No, I tell you, don't use the negative. You don't listen to me. How much?
So why we not using that?
Because if you're using negative, what you will get is things out of the range. Like how you get minus 30, that's now?
So it's 30.
So it's 30. But we find then tan inverse of negative, right? Is this first quadrant or second quadrant? First, right? So Dylan, what do I do here to get the value where tan inverse negative? Minus 180. minus 180. So the only answer is 150. Keshav, you okay with that? Why I'm only using here? Right? Remember, once you see negative sign Malini, right? Once you see the negative sign, work it out here first, Daniel, and then come here, right? Come to this side and work it out. Okay? Pete, you don't have to message me, right? Right? You just write down your answer. That. So you put on your phone. You put on your phone there, Pete. Any questions online? Seeing some answers here. Let me see. Right, Christian, good. Bradley still didn't send me anything. Bradley, Richard, good. Richard, well, you get one of them. Maria, good. Right, no answers from the others. Darian, I would have paid you with Darian. Quinn, answers. Quinn, come look how much all in there. Send answers. Bandina, you too. Raj. Let's try one more. In fact, I changed it one time. Right. Quick question here, children. What am I working in here? Radians, right? So you have to switch the calculator to radians. Look for DRG, convert to radians, and I want to solve this one, please. Solve that, please. Lay your phone in, please. Whenever you find the square root of something, oh gosh, I put the wrong thing again. I jumped the gun there. Sorry. I want to know too. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Sorry there. I fix it now. I think. Yeah. Fix it. Please remember, when you find the square root, you always get a plus and a minus, right? Plus and minus, so you're doing it twice. Anybody bought a Casio calculator recently? Yeah, like that. Where?
I was like,
We had.
I got my home.
Which one? By the mall?
By the
Check it. Who? They today? They get it today? Yeah, right, so let's check this out. 4 cos squared theta is equal to 3. So carry across the 4 and you will get cos squared theta is equal to 3 and 4. Carry across the square root and you will get the squared and you will get square root. But remember, when you square root something, it will be plus and minus. So it will be cos theta is equal to plus and minus. I'll simplify it a little bit. Root 3 on 2. Right? What does that mean? It means that we have to do it. We have to get all the positive answers and all the negative answers. So I'm going to work it out 2 ways. I'm going to work it out twice, sorry. Cos theta is root 3 on 2. And here, cos theta is minus root 3 on 2. So in the end, I'll get 2 answers here, 2 answers here. So I'll get 4 answers. Right? Right. People with a sharp calculator, you will have a problem here because you wouldn't be able to get the exact value. All right? So your cos inverse root 3 on 2, the answer, you might get decimal value, but the answer I am looking for is pi on 3. Anybody got that? That's you people. All you got is pi on 3. How much all you got? Make sure you can read the answer. Anybody get that online? Anybody get that? Pi on 3. How much you got? For a Casio, just check it from the past now. Make sure it's pi on 3. Right, decimal value at 1 point something. Hey, people are working out this thing. How much you got here? What's the exact value? Huh? That's not the exact value. That's why I get cos inverse root 3 on 2. Cos inverse. Oh gosh. Cos inverse 5 over 6. Okay, sorry. Oh yes, that's true, that's true. Pi on 3, sorry. Pi on 3. Pi on 6. I meant 30, sorry. So when you find cos inverse root 3 on 2, pi on 6. What's the next quadrant again where cos is negative? Sorry, positive? Positive here.
Oh.
It'll be 2 pi minus pi on 6. Now you want to get where it's negative as well. So it cos inverse negative root 3 on 2. So what do I write here? Kieran, what do I write here? Cos inverse negative. Huh? Where is cosine negative, Kieran? Two and 3. So how do I write the value in the second quadrant? Wouldn't be 180 because you're working in pi minus what? That value, right? Pi minus pi on 6. And the second quadrant is, third quadrant is pi plus. So all the answers that you're supposed to get are pi on 6. This will be what? 11 pi on 6. This will be 5 pi on 6. And this will be 7 pi on 6. So those are all the answers you are supposed to get. Okay? And again, sharp people, you're not getting this, right? So here what I'll do for your sharp people, I'll write it down. I think it's in the summary. I gave it in the summary already. But just for revision purposes, let us get all these exact values. Anybody remember what is equal to? Sine 30 is always equal to what? Cos what? Sine 30 is always equal to cos something. Yes, the answer is a half. Cos what? Anybody remember? Cos 60. These two numbers must always add up to 90. Okay? So therefore, sine 60 is equal to what? Cos 30. And the answer is root 3 on 2. Sine 45 is always equal to cos. And the answer is 1 over root 2. Right? Or some will give you root 2 on 2. Right? Go take calculator, tell me these values as well. What are these values? Go take calculator, tell me these values, you're working in degrees. Right? This is for sharp people, right?
Sharp.
Yeah. Casio people, all should be good.
Exact value.
This? Nah, you can probably in radians still.
Oh yeah.
Tan 30 is how much? Tan 30 is how much? Root 3 on, which is the same as 1 on root 3. Anyone can work, right? Tan 45 is 1. Tan 60 is root 3. So people without the Casio, you have to learn this. Okay? Because when they come here now and you see cos inverse root 3 on 2, you have to know that you will get 30 as the answer or pi on 6. Okay, you have to know those values. Let's go again. Number 4. Oh yeah, work out this. 2 sine squared theta is equal to 0. I'll check it to make sure it's working out good, right? What are you working in here? Working in degrees. Oh yeah, work out this. Shannon, Samira, send an answer, please. Work out this one. So let's go through this. Let's take a look at it, right? Speed. Oh yeah, who's the guy? Wait, right? Should get food. But it's size and sharp people. Yeah, so the value on the board there, 102. Right, so it should have 4 values, right? All right, let's see if I get anything from Samira and Shannon. Barrage, right. Barrage and Richard, you all got 2, right? You still have 2 more to get. Samira, I get anything from you? And Shannon, I get anything from you? So it will be sine inverse theta is equal to 1 on 2. Carry across the squared, and it'll be square root of 1 on 2. Right? Remember, when you square root, you're going to get sine inverse of the positive value, and you're going to get sine inverse of the negative value. Please remember, the square root of 1 on root 2 is the same as what, Esther? The square root of 1 on root 2 is the same as what? It's the same as 1 on root 2. Right? Which is 45. Okay? Oh yeah, fix it up quick and then let's take a look at the next one. So get 4 answers, right? Right? So sine inverse 1 on root 2, that'll be 45. And then you will get 180 minus 45. Right? So your 2 answers will be 45 and 135. When it's negative now, you want to get the value in the third and the fourth. So that'll be 180 plus the positive and 360 minus 45. So that'll be 225 and 315. Okay, those are your 4 answers. Right, so all these questions here is when it has sine alone and cos alone and tan alone. Now we're going to uncomplicate it slightly. Right? Oh wait, I'm giving you guys a quadratic. All right, so sometimes you end up with questions that have sine and cos, and we had to figure out what to do, right? Let's see if you remember what to do here. So we're going to apply identities together with solving, right? Right, suppose I gave you cos squared theta plus 5 sine theta plus 3 is equal to 0. And I want all the answers between theta and 360. All right, so watch this here. If I watch here, right? This here we have a problem. The problem is we have cos and we have sine. The only way we can solve is if we have sine alone, or cos alone, or tan alone. All right, Daniel, case now watch up here, please. Watch here. Right? How are you working this out? So in order to, yeah. Right, very good. You cos squared theta is 1 minus sine squared. So if I take up cos squared and I write 1 minus sine squared, watch what will happen. So I'm using an identity, right? I'm using the identity cos squared is 1 minus sine squared. What you recognize here? We have an equation with all sine, right? So I'm moving everything on that side. So I'll get positive sine squared. Huh? Yeah, you'll get quadratic. So again, positive sine squared minus 5 sine theta. Move across the 3, it becomes minus 3. Move across this, it becomes minus 1. So I am ending up with sine squared theta minus 5 sine theta minus 4 is 0. What do I have here? A quadratic, right? Are you solve a quadratic? We'll take calculator, solve it. Or if you want, you can let y equal to sine theta, and you'll get y squared minus 5y. How much is this? Check it fast. Where you get lost? Tell me. How much you get?
5.7.
Here, y is 5.7 and
Negative 0.7.
negative 0.7. Am I done here? Ishana? What do I do next? What do you do next? Take off y. Remember you're solving with theta. So take off y is sine theta. Take off y and put sine theta, sorry. Take off y and put sine theta. Still went on? So I'll make a substitution. I turn it into a quadratic and I solve the quadratic. Right? When I solve the quadratic, remember my objective is to solve for theta. So I have to put back what y was. Y was sine theta. And then I solve this like normal, solve this like normal. Okay? What's the problem here, Malini? What's the problem with sine theta is equal to 5.7? Check the calculator and see. Error. Too big, right? What's the largest value sine theta could be? 1. So this is no solution. Yeah? This is a CSEC type question. Yeah, exact same will come. Guaranteed to come.
No solution.
With no solution, yeah, that can happen.
Which section? Oh, section.
And something like this could come, this is section 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be honest, they make tricks a little bit easier now. But you might get a cylinder too. Next one, number 6. Try this, and you're solving between theta and 360 again. You're solving between theta and 360. Yes, son, come on, hurry up. 15 minutes. Wake up on it. Oh, yeah. Do the same thing again. Do the same thing again. Same thing again, right? Take a substitution, get a quadratic. Oh yeah, look it out. What do you have there? You have 3 sine squared. What's the problem? The sine squared plus. What I get? I can have 9. 2 values is no solution. 2 values, or 1 has a solution. 1 has no solution. All right. So let's see. So I'm going to make a substitution because I have sine squared here and I have cos here. There is no rule here. There is no rule that replaces cos with sine. But there's a rule to get rid of sine squared and you write it in terms of cos squared, right? So sine squared is 1 minus cos squared plus 5 cos theta plus 10 is equal to 0. So it's 3 minus 3 cos squared plus 5 cos theta plus 10 is 0. So this is 3 cos minus 3 cos squared plus 5 cos theta. This will be 13 is equal to 0. I don't want the negative sign, so I can move it across or multiply by a negative. 1, it don't matter. You'll get 3 cos squared theta minus 5 cos theta minus 13 is 0. Right? This is what you want to solve in a calculator. Go take calculator. What you got? When you solve the quadratic,
3.0
it don't matter. 3.08 and
minus
1.4. Problem here. This value bigger than 1, no solution. This value bigger than 1, no solution. Right? Next one. Do you have this? No, I got it out. I'm not rule for that. I'm not rule for that. When it cos squared. Right? You use that, yeah. Use the last one. No, that's not rule. That's not rule. The rule is sine squared. So if you want to get sine, you got the square root this whole thing. Right. Last one to wrap up. We have a little cross brain here. What we're gonna do here. I have no rule right now for cos and sine. Anybody online can answer as well. What do we do in a case like this? Like, yes, you can still sign up for the crash course. It did not full. I didn't advertise it outsiders yet, right? So please sign up for it. Right. So what we could use here, tan how? How are you doing that? Yeah, along the right lines. Malachi, come up your phone, please. Be doing this. What we can do here, anybody online? Square, square the whole thing.
Yeah. And then add the tricks.
So square the whole thing and add the tricks. Might go, but you will get stick somewhere. So now. Tan is somewhere, yes. Tan is part of the solution. How are you getting that here?
Yes,
Right? So here's what Esther said. Esther said to carry across the cusp.
Oh.
And then divide by cos. Right? This will cancel. Sine and cos is what? Tan. Finish up this between 0 and pi. Between 0 and pi, I want the answer. Pay attention to this. Huh? Between 0 and pi. So you all sorted it, okay then? I didn't make up any rules. I move it across and divide. Right? Okay then? Don't make up any rules. Don't make up any rules, right? Okay then? Don't make up any rules. I have finished out. Finish it out. Sine and cos is tan. So you'll get 4 tan theta is equal to 3. Next week we'll continue with tricks. We'll do identities and we'll do some of the other type of questions with tricks, and that's it for tricks. Finish it? Finish? I have finish it out. Pay attention here. You're working in degrees or radians? You're working in radians, right? Right, so what we got here? We got tan theta is equal to 3 and 4. Theta is equal to tan inverse 3/4. Where is tan is positive? Tan is positive in the first and third. But do you want it in the third? No, because it stops at 5. So you only want the full quadrant value, right? How much is this? 0.64. All right, so this is how to solve a quadrant, how to solve the equation. Of course, it can become more challenging where you have to simplify it all properly, right? So please learn this for next week, and we're going to continue on working with the identities, right? And after next week, we'll decide if we continue or we'll take a break on some crash course. Well, besides, normally I would have stopped the recap. But most people have exam dynamics and exam.